Hi, Karen with you today. Thank you so much for joining me. I have a scrapbook layout for Kitaholics kits using the November 2021 kits. I hope those of you who are Kitaholics fans are enjoying their kit this month. I know I certainly loved playing with this kit. Hopefully you've seen some of the other awesome layouts from the design team as well. And I'm going to share a little bit of my messiness in my head for this particular layout this time. I had an idea in my mind for this layout, and I am absolutely going to tell you that this took me ages. I can't lie. I'm not going to have a video that goes, oh, look at this pretty layout. I just made it all together in 5 minutes. No, it did not take that at all. So I'm going to share with you today that it's not always perfect. No matter whether you're on a design team or what you're doing, it's not always perfect, and things can change and morph and just go on different tangents. The only thing I did know is I had an idea in my head. I wanted a triangle on the page. I don't know why. I don't know whether I've seen some triangles in maybe some other layouts in the scrapping community, in the universe out there, and I just wanted a triangle. It makes me even laugh when I'm watching this back. I don't even know what I was thinking. And I am using the size photo that I don't always use as well. So this is part of my stash of photos that I've already printed years and years ago that I'm trying to get through, and I couldn't be bothered scanning it and making it smaller. So I've kept it at that 6x4 page size, and I don't really scrap that size very much. I normally go for is it 3x4? So they're normally smaller. So I think that might have been part of my problem. Well, I'm going to tell myself that anyway. So I'm showing you here initially all the different types of direction that I thought this could go in. I was first going, well, I start from the top and I'll cascade things down. Should I go from the center? Should I go from the side and have some extra triangles? And so I cut out some more triangles. And then just have those clusters of flowers around the actual triangles. And I'm looking at this layout now as I'm watching this, as I'm recording this voiceover, and I'm thinking it's not too bad. It's not awful, but it just didn't seem and fit right. I just couldn't get the ephemera to sort of sit where I wanted, and probably what I should have done was chosen maybe different ephemera. I don't know. I had this head in my mind that I wanted to use the blue tones and the yellow tones from that Maggie Holmes paper, and it matched so beautifully with the pink Fresh Studio flowers. I thought this should have just come together so quickly. So then I thought, okay, I'm going to go back to what I originally thought in my mind. I'm going to start at the top, and I'm going to have the triangle coming down, and I'm just going to have a slew of ephemera on the left-hand side of the photo, and then probably have some more ephemera and the title down the bottom of the page. Now, heads up, it changes again. So I do actually, I'm not showing you all of the different sections that I had because the video would be over an hour long. I think I tried about 10 or 12 different ways of putting this together, and I did walk away. You might probably, if you've been watching any of my recordings, I say that a lot. I do walk away. There are times when it's not because I'm not feeling creative. It's just that I get a bit frustrated because sometimes I find I scrap myself into a corner and I don't know what to do next. So I walk away, I go for a walk, or I put some music on, or I go do some housework, and then I come back, and it's normally when I come back where I go, I know what I'm going to do. So this is pretty much where I ended up. And if I'm really honest, I could probably have gone with the other way and just not had this extra triangle, but I just wanted something to ground the page at the bottom of the page. So I thought what was also missing was I went a little old school and did some inking around the edges as well to give some depth to the patterned paper. It was sort of, for some reason, even though it's bright and yellow, I felt like it wasn't showing up on the white cardstock very much at all. So to construct the actual final product, I have created and cut out that triangle, which was very early on in the piece, and I have given it a bit of that grungy look in terms of the ink around the page, and that's just some StazOn or Memento or some archival ink that's just sitting within my stash. And I don't use doilies very often, so I thought, I'm going to use a doily here to add a little bit more, just a bit of interest around the page as well. I do pop up the photo on some craft foam, which I get from Spotlight, nice and cheap in the kids' craft section, and to get that to pop off the page. And then I've cut down a smaller piece of a triangle just to add underneath that doily. The doily was not, you couldn't really see it very well off that white cardstock, and I felt that gave that page then a final end point on the page. And so I was much, much happier with that approach. And then I don't do a lot in terms of huge titles or anything for this because it actually has taken up quite a bit of the page now, particularly seeing I've used that larger photo. So when I really do think about it, it is really the large photo that was giving me the difficulty with pulling this layout together. But I wanted to keep it in and keep it real because I need to be honest about how I create, and I don't want to think that all of a sudden that all these layouts are all of a sudden I just popped them together. This took me ages. And I have popped most of the ephemera flowers up on foam as well, just to give some dimension on the page. And I do ruffle them up a little bit as well to give a bit more dimension. And I love these leaf sprigs as well from that ephemera pack. So I've used lots of those. I fussy cut out some of those roses as well from I think that might have actually been from the cardstock sticker sheet, sorry. And those flowers there are from the Maggie Holmes sticker sheet as well. And I've got a title does come in a moment, which is the suite there, which is just the title from the cardstock stickers as well. And I place just to even out the layout, to give it that diagonal view, so almost like that to match up with that triangle that I've tried to form there. I've given the angle across the page from left to right, to the top left to the bottom right. So I've just added a little bit of ephemera pieces as well for some extra layers on that bottom right hand side, and up on the top I have fussy cut out a couple of the little rosettes as well. Now here's one thing I wish I didn't do, is I do add some splatters. I'm just using some splatters. I'm using the gold glitter spray that we got in last month's mixed media kit. And that's not so bad, although gold and yellow, not so sure I really like that together. But once I started, I couldn't stop. And then this is where I think, I'm happy for you to leave a comment for me. But at the end of the day, I'm happy with the layout. I do put on some black splatters as well, which was really toned back with the fact that I put the glitter, the ink around the pages, and also some of the leaf sprigs as well. I'm not completely happy that I did this, and as soon as I started, I wish I hadn't. But I still really love how the layout turned out. It's just, if I'd had it over again, those splatters wouldn't be there. So as always, I really appreciate you popping in and spending a little bit of creative time with me today. I hope I've at least given you some inspiration, or at least maybe what not to do, I guess. And as always, I'll have some close-ups for you, and the links in the comments below around how to get the Kitaholics kit. And also, don't forget we have our Facebook groups as well. So as always, again, thank you so much, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.